Welcome back to Bucket Drop and another episode of Golden Sun, and we're about to meet our first Djinn and get the game really started, so let's get to it. Here he is. Look at that little guy. Oh! A traveling warrior! And I see you're an adept, too! You're just the kind of fighter that I've been looking for. Won't you please take me along with you? I'm a Venus Djinn. Djinny. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep saying Djinn. My name is Flint. We must find my comrades. We were separated from each other when the volcano erupted. Maybe you can help gather my friends together as you travel. If you let me join you, I'll prove to be very beneficial to you adepts. Your synergy will grow stronger, and your adept skills will also improve. You can call on us in battle, or just use your own use our power to boost your own. If you call on many of us at once, our powers will work together. What do you think? Will you take me with you? I actually have no idea what happens if you say no, but I'm not going to say no. Oh, you'll see. You won't regret it. Flint, the Venus Djinn, is now my ally. So, oh, never mind. I can't skip that. I was hoping to skip this and give my own explanation, but all right, we'll go with his, and I'll fill in the gaps if there was anything else I wanted to explain. After bringing a Djinn into your party, you must set it to somebody. All right. Yep, go to Djinn. So, as you can see right now, it's red, which means it's currently not taking any effect. And you can move it from character to character. I'm not controlling this. It's going slow right now. See, no, there's no stat change happening because it's set. It's on standby right now. And you can switch it from standby to set. And when it's set, you can see it changes your stats, and if it's in the right combination to create another class, then it will change your class as well. So see, if I had activated this on Isaac, it wouldn't change his class because he's already the Venus character. But you switch to Garrett, who's not the Venus character, and he switches to a Brute. His stats change to the new class stats, and his synergy changes. Yep, when your class changes, your synergy may also change. It doesn't always change. I'll go into it a little more in depth in a minute after he explains the battle. Okay. Each Djinn has different powers. He's a physical attacker, which there's lots of physical attackers, and then there's lots of support Djinn, which those will come into play later, and I'll say what each one does as I get them. So the first thing you do with the Djinn, blah blah blah. Yep, choose the Djinn command, and then attack with them. And it's showing you when you use the Djinn, it goes back into standby mode, so that so I'm no longer getting the effects of the Djinn being equipped. And once it's on standby, then you can summon them, which I'm not going to be doing any summoning in this playthrough. I haven't exactly. I'll explain what I think my idea is, but no matter what I was going to do, my plan was going to be no summoning, because summoning is really the strongest attacks in the game, and if you take them out, the game gets much harder. Well, the bosses get much harder. The regular battles are pretty much the same. See, we Djinn are very useful, aren't we? And one more thing. See, now he's yellow. After a Djinn has been summoned, it must spend time in recovery. And after we recover, we'll set ourselves automatically again. So we go from set to standby to recovery, then back to set. So if you summon in battle, they go into recovery, and one turn later, they'll go back to set. If you finish the battle while they're still in recovery, then they'll switch to... There'll be recovery after battle, and you can't do anything with them, and just after you run around for a little bit, they'll automatically set themselves again. So I'm just gonna briefly explain the class system, because Djinn is what really makes this game unique. So as you can see, we have Flint, and if I put it on Isaac, nothing happens but his stats change. His class stays the same. If I move it to Garrett and do it as you saw before, his class changes. So there's basically 3 types of classes in this game. You got mono elemental, dual elemental, and tri-elemental. The mono elemental classes are just like this. When you give an adept, whatever. I'm just going to say user because I'm going to say that back and forth every time. When you give someone their own elemental Djinn and just that. So no matter how many Venus Djinns I give him, if I only give him Venus Djinn, then he will be in his mono class. The same happens for Garrett if I give him only Mars Djinn. So that's the mono elemental. And the pros and cons here, the pros are it's super easy. You just give them their own thing. There's no thinking. If summoning's in play, I'll explain that a little bit as we get to the more advanced classes. But for the basic classes, they're the simplest ones, but they're also the weakest ones. You just give one elemental power to them, because when you give someone Djinn that aren't their element, see, Garrett will learn Growth. Growth is a Venus attack. And later on down this class line, he'll learn more Mars attacks, but it lets you learn 2 when you go to a different elemental. But in your base elemental class, you only learn your element. And statistically, they're some of the weakest classes. But the one benefit of it, if we go here to the character stats... No, that's not what I'm trying to look at. Here we go. So if you see power and resistance down there at the bottom, Isaac's Venus power and resistance are the highest. And if you go to Garrett, see it's the same. Isaac's are a little bit higher because he's got a Venus Djinn on there. If I see it's 109 and 119. Put it into standby, and now it's 104 and 114. Each Djinn increases both of them slightly. So when you're only using one type of Djinn, and it's only one power on you, his Venus attacks will be very powerful, and he'll be very resistant to Venus attacks as well. But like I said, they're much weaker, so there's really no reason to use them if you're like trying to actually have good classes. It's just for simplicity's sake. For the dual elemental classes, that's when I do something like this. I give Garrett something that's not his natural element. This is a dual elemental class, so you learn 2 synergies. He'll learn Venus and Mars. And statistically, they're usually a little bit better. They learn 2 different kinds of synergy. And as you get further along, interestingly, for the way you level up classes in this game, or not level up classes, but go up in class rank, is you add more Djinn. So one Venus Djinn on him turns him into a guard. Once he gets to 2 Venus Djinn, he'll change class to the next level up. Then when he gets to 4, he'll change to the next level up from that, and so on until we get to our maximum. The way you get to the maximum is you have 6 Djinn of a different element, and then 1 Djinn of your own element. So for Garrett to be a maxed out guard, I believe it's called a warlord in this game, there's 1 extra level of classes in the next game, but in this one, it's 1 less. So the maxed out level of this would be if he had 6 Venus Djinn and 1 Mars Djinn. Now, also, interestingly, with each user, they have 2 class lines where going up like that will change their class entirely once you hit a certain point. For these 2, it's if you put 6 Mercury or 6 Jupiter Djinn on them. And for the other 2 characters, it's if you put 6 Venus or 6 Mars. So if you put 6 Earth Venus on him, that's fine. He'll stay in this class line. But if you do Mercury or Jupiter, they'll progress along the class line until they get to 6. Then they'll change to an entirely different class with entirely different stats and entirely different synergy. And then when you add the 1 Djinn of your element in it, it goes back to the original class and is its now maximum level. I'm not sure why it does that, but it's just a cool little detail, gives everyone 1 extra class they can be in. And I said the positives, but the downsides to it are you need to juggle everyone around a little bit more. You might not always have the right Djinn to use, and it's not going to come as into effect for me, because I'm not going to be using summoning, but using Djinn in battle also puts them out of effect. So you might use if I'm at maximum level with 6 Jupiter and 1 Mars on Garrett, and I want to use his Mars Djinn, now he's just got the 6 Jupiter in battle. So he's entirely switched his class line, and he might be serving an entirely different purpose in battle now. So that can screw you up. And now the tri-elemental classes, as you might guess, are when you have 2 elemental Djinns of two different elements of Djinn other than your own. So like if I put fire and water on Isaac, that would be a different one. And those are the most advanced classes in the game. You really can't get them until the very end of the game, once you getting to at least 6 Djinn each, and you can't stockpile all your Djinn on one character, so I can't put a third Djinn on Isaac until Garrett has a second one on him, for example. So you really can't start using these classes until everyone has at least 5, and then you get your 6th one. You can put one character into it. So basically the pros and cons of the mono element, the dual elemento, are the same for the tri-elemental, but more. They have better stats, more synergy, and they often also have unique abilities that other ones don't share. Like, there's several different classes that have the same synergy, but a lot of the tri-elemental classes only have synergy unique to themselves, so that's an interesting thing as well. But then the downside is it's really hard to juggle them. You don't get them until the late game, and using any Djinn, basically, could entirely throw them out of commission. So that's the basic summary there. That wasted 10 minutes. And I've been trying to figure out what I want to do in terms of the challenge here. Like I said, no matter what I could do, I'm going to do no summoning. But I think I'm also going to do... I think what I weighed my options of a couple different things, and I think what I ultimately decided on I'm going to do is make it so that once a Djinn is assigned... Once I give someone a Djinn, that's it. I can't move it. So something you would normally do in this game is you would juggle Djinn around, mix and match classes, whatever works for you at the time. I'm going to do it where when I get a Djinn, I can decide who it goes to. And once I decide that, that's it. Can't move them. Isaac, Flint is going to be on Isaac. I can never move him to someone else. The only exceptions to these rules is if I need to move someone around to do field synergy. Like if I need someone to use growth, then I need to move a Djinn, let it happen, and then switch it back. Don't use it in battle or anything. Nope. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And interestingly, I made 2 endgame parties to see, because I had to plan out what my final goal was going to be. And I have 2 options I could go with that aren't really going to come into play for a little bit. I have a couple of Djinn I can get until I have to fully decide, but I'll explain in a second. What's with you? You want to enter Lunpa? Well, you can't. Go back where you came from. This is Lunpa. You cannot enter without the Donpa's authorization. Okay. We'll be back here later. Can I do anything in here yet? No, I don't think... No. We'll be back here much later, basically. It's going to be a while until we go there. So, my 2 plans for my endgame party was... I created 2 parties, one where everyone's a tri-elemental class, and one where everyone's a dual elemental class. And basically, that gives me 2 options, 2 pathways here. If I do the tri-elemental class, the game will be much harder until the end game when it becomes much easier. If I do the dual elemental classes, the game will be pretty easy until the end when it'll be harder because my classes won't be as strong. I think I'm going to go with the tri-elemental just because it'll make the game as a whole harder and will make me have to think some more, so I think that's what I'm going to do, but I won't actually have to decide until I get at least 2 more Djinn, I believe. We can't stay another minute in a dangerous place like this. We return to Calais immediately. Okay, see you later. Well, what the hell was that all about? Master Hammett! Kirk Hammett! This is terrible! The bridge has been destroyed! We cannot continue southward! What? The bridge? Huh. What? This is awful! How are we going to get to Calais now? Kirk Hammett, I'm worried about leaving Ivan behind. As fond as I am of Ivan, it is his fault my rod was stolen. And with his strange power, and his strange powers will aid him in search of the rod. You want him to get your rod? Yes, he has many powers. My rod is very sure of it. What the hell was that? So I'm not really even sure what that's supposed to be. Like, I guess it's just a boulder falling, but for some reason they chose to make it look like, A big block of ice or something? I'm not really sure. All right, so they're gonna fuck out of here. All right, see you later. Bye. Cool. We'll see them much later as well. All right, let's move on. Let's see who this Ivan guy is. Welcome to Vault. Blah blah blah. So I haven't been checking. You can find some items in stuff. In general, in Golden Sun, you don't really find anything useful in. Can we go in here? No. You don't really find anything useful in random pots, but there's a few things that you want to get. But later on in the game, you get an ability that you can use. See, there's a nut. That's useful. Later on in the game, you get an ability that lets you... It shows you what... The boxes, the stuff will glisten if there's an item that you want in there. So I'm not really going to start searching with them until later. You accusing us of stealing Master Hammett's treasured shaman rod? I didn't say anything about that, dude. Ha! Sure, I knew you were too smart to listen to rumors. But it wasn't us. Heck, we don't even know what was stolen, even though I just said it. If you're wondering who stole, it was that guy. I think there's something on one of these. No, maybe I have to dig. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I know there is something. Basically, whenever you see the ability I was just talking about that shows stuff, also reveals hidden things. And if you see here, anything that looks like this, like an obvious circle, that's an obvious thing telling you use this ability. It's going to show you there's something here. But we'll see that more later. Is there an item in here? Nope. And we can't get it right now, but if you see in the corner back there, there's a Djinn. And you do that, he's going to go over there. And then, once we get the ability that lets you go... Oh, that's what it is. That's right. There's a staircase in this circle over here. And when you scare him over there, go down here, make your way over there, and then you get him. But it's gonna be a little while until we get him. He's around the middle of the game where you get him, I think. All right, let's see here. Forget if I go in here first. No. Up here? No. Okay. It was the other bill. I wasn't sure if Ivan is in the inn or... No, he's up here in the Elder's house. Let's see. All right. There he is over there. He doesn't... He looks... He stands out, so... And you guys can see him. He's on the left of my border there. There he is. There's item. Yes. Oh, I need to come up with a voice for him. Yes, I do. I do possess strange powers. He can read my mind! You have them too, don't you? What? My power? It's called synergy? I had no idea. We have so much in common. I feel I can trust you with this, even though I just met you. What's this guy talk about? I'm quite troubled. Master Hammett's rod was stolen. Would you please help me get back my master's rod? Guys, stop saying rod. Thank you. With your help, I believe we can recover the rod. Your names are... Whoa. Isaac and Garrett. I am Ivan. Pleased to meet you. Whoa, this is spooky. My ability to read people's minds frightens you, doesn't it? I mean, we can set stuff on fire and create earthquakes and shit, so... Really, like, there's no problem here, dude. We can do a lot of shit. Now we're gonna hold hands, and we're gonna get this dude. Oh, stop reading my mind! So, Isaac, could you read Garrett's mind? Yep, total blank. Just as I thought. What? You read my mind too, Isaac? I want to do it. Come on, let me do it. I guess that if I could help you read minds if we shared our synergy. Man, my body wants to say psi energy. Hey, that's not fair. Why do you get to read my mind? You're right. It's not fair to read one way. Whoa, I did it. I read your mind. Of course, he had to say that because Isaac is a silent protagonist. Let's use mind read to find the thieves. Wait a second. Don't people know that won't people know we're using mind read? Nope. Oh, I see. You two can tell I'm doing it. You know, because the screen got all purple and wavy. Maybe that's why you could tell when I'm reading your minds. Normal plebeians wouldn't know anything about it. Don't worry, I will not read your minds again. There's not much going on up there. All right, and we got our third party member. Let me read the minds of the townspeople to find the rod. So let's take a look at Ivan here. Ivan is our Jupiter Adept. Oh, and he's actually a higher level than the rest of it. He has double experience what we got. So looking at him, you can see his attack power is much lower, but his defense is surprisingly high. Now, is that because he does have... Oh, he has much better equipment on, that's right. So in the next game, the Jupiter Adept has high defense. In this one, Garrett is the tank. Ivan has the highest agility in the game. His agility is high, his luck is pretty high. I forget what luck actually even does. I'll look it up and tell you in the next episode. And his PP is very high. So if you want someone who would do synergy fast, he's the guy. Oop. He can also use Whirlwind in the field. We'll have plenty of examples to use that, and I'll point that you'll see when they happen. But all right, let's start by reading this guy's mind, the one who's totally not suspicious. It looks like they're on to us. We'd better leave town as soon as possible. Are you accusing us of stealing Master Hammett's shaman rod? Hey, just because we're new in town doesn't mean we're a bunch of thieves. Besides, you can't prove anything. Yeah, this guy is not doing a very good job of hiding this. Ooh, how's my synergy doing? Yeah, we're all right. Now let's go read the other obviously purple guy's mind. Oh, there's a purple one and a not purple one. What do you want? Nothing, buddy. Oh, they got that weird kid. Don't let him stand near you. He creeps me out. All right, so we can't catch these guys. Where'd you go? Cool. You could run around in circles there forever. If you don't come down here, the game won't progress. They're acting suspicious. Something's not right. But you can't use mind read if they keep running away, can you? Isn't there any way I could catch them? Yes, there's 3 of us and 2 of them. Just split up. Come on. Maybe the 3 of us could see Ivan's the smart one. Don't worry, this is gonna work. You take the lead. All right. So now they're just kind of... Garrett's gonna block the way. Ivan's gonna walk around on his own, and you just kind of have to corral them like sheep. That'll work. There's nowhere to run! Now! Okay. Oh boy, this guy's got some wacky shit in his mind. He shut his eyes. What's he doing? Oh, he wants the rod. We done here? What'd you learn? It's them, all right. I think they took a lot of other stuff, too. It looks like they're hiding it all somewhere in this inn. But they won't let me go near them again. Then I guess we have no other choice. We have to search the inn. Leave it to us. Isaac always comes through. You know, in the one time we've done anything in this game. Well, it's decided. Let's go. Items in here, and I could check all these pots and stuff. So I'm just going to go right to where I need to go. I'm not going to bother fucking around pretending I don't know. It's in this, obvious hole. Move the box. Hop on over. And bada bing, they kidnapped some dude. Hey, what you doing here? Just hanging out? A lot of stuff in here. I came into this loft while I was fixing the roof. But I found I couldn't get all the way to the back of the loft, so I started looking into it when wham! Blam! Thank you, ma'am. Someone whacked me in the head from behind. When I came to, I was all tied up. Hey, look at all this shit in here. This is pretty cool. I won't tell anyone if you don't. Let's go halvesies. Maybe all that stolen stuff is in these crates. Looks like we've been found out. Ooh, spooky music. Here comes. You're pretty persistent for one of Hammett's whelps, kid. Why you working so hard for Hammett? What's it to you? Anyway, Hammett's already been caught by a worse bunch of thieves than us. What? I hear Hammett fled to Loonpa after the eruption. That place we went and we can't go. Did you say Loompa? Ah, shit. A man with Master Hammett's money should never go anywhere near Loompa. What kind of place is Loompa? You don't know? The town was named after its founder, Loompa, the noble thief. I've always wondered if that's a reference to Lupin, like the anime Lupin III, named after the actual legendary thief, whose first name I can't remember. I'm not sure, but there's Lupin the thief, similar to Lupin the thief. That family of thieves remained noble, even when his son Donpa took over. But Donpa's son, Donpa, is an evil thief. I always get these names mixed up. That man has no morals. I've heard he's truly vicious. See, we're not so bad, so how about it? Will you let us go? No. What? You mean, even if we return everything we stole and apologize, it's still a crime? Yes, that's how crime works. You must be joking. We stole this stuff fair and square. Oh, okay, I see. You're right. Finders keepers. We'll just have to keep you quiet. All right, here comes our first actual boss fight. And there's only one way to do that. Satoros and Minardi don't count because you can't beat them. So we could do this the hard way and just attack physically, but why do that when we could do this? Let's light him on fire. Ooh, see, Ivan actually knows 2 attack spells. See how quickly we can kill him. We won't be able to take him out right away. They do actually some pretty decent damage. The middle one does a lot more damage. He's the leader. In fact, I'm going to cure myself rather than not do that. So see, Ivan's attacks do a lot more. 32, 42, 35. Now Garrett's is going to do more like 14, 17, 50. Yeah, he's doing like almost triple the damage that they're doing. To be fair, Ray is stronger than Whirlwind, which is stronger than Flare. See, that one did much less damage. Ray is a very powerful attack at this stage in the game. Bandit growls ferociously. Oh, he was defending. You know what? Let's use... So I can use Djinn in battle, I just can't summon them. Yeah, we don't need to go crazy with the synergy here. So, I'm surprised that didn't... Oh! See, I killed him with the Djinn there, so that's an interesting thing. When you kill an enemy with a Djinn of an element that they're weak to, which I'm not positive that he's even weak to that. It might happen if you kill him with any Djinn. If you kill an enemy with a Djinn that they're weak to, they'll flash rainbow like that, and you'll get extra experience, and I think you have a better chance of getting rare drops, which you can actually manipulate that later in the game to get the strongest stuff in the game, which I'm not going to do that because it takes forever, but they got us. Actually, for a second there, I thought we were goners. Oh, it was that guy. Wrong voice. Wow, we won. You didn't do anything. I'll go get the mayor. Yeah, get out of here. You didn't do anything. So they're just going to sit here and vibrate for a little while. After all the trouble we went to stealing all this stuff. Haven't you heard? Stealing from others is wrong. Thanks, bro. I told you we should have skipped town. Evil never prevails. Okay, egghead. If you'll give me Master Hammett's rod, I'll head to Loompa now. What will you two be doing? I guess we gotta go save the whole goddamn world. Oh, come on, stop doing that, you creep. You said you wouldn't doing it. Alright, it'll save me a lot of exposition. Sad face. I see, so that's what happened. Cool. I guess he knows everything now. Oh, look at this riffraff. What you did was horrid. Stealing in the middle of a disaster? Hey, you're the ones who left all your doors open. You were practically begging us to... Ow! Sorry, couldn't help myself. I guess he kicked him or something, but they didn't show it. What should we do with him? You know what to do. We're gonna lock them up for a long, long time. Hey, wake up. Get up, you cretins. Hey, could you help me tie him up? Sure, I'm pretty good at that. I do a lot of... Hey, Isaac, protagonist, how you doing? Hey, you, Isaac, right? I won't forget this. And he means it. If if you link up this game to the sequel, having completed it, they will come back. There's a lot of cool events like that in the sequel when you link the game up, and that's the first of them, which I'll definitely do that once I play the next game, which I probably won't do right away, but I'll do it eventually. It'll be good. You can't actually fully complete the game unless if you do it.
Thank you for catching the thieves. You have our sincerest gratitude.
Really, you were a big help. Oh shit, 'twas nothing.
Let's take a look at what they stole. I see 3 chests. There was 3 of them. They must have each stolen one thing. I am now going to open the vase. Oh shit, it's my dad's ashes. Why would they steal this? It has no value. What the hell? They stole from the church? Freaks. The town treasures, they're back at last.
Hey, there's another one. There's another chest way over here. Hey, do you see it? Do you see it over here? Where I'm standing. Hey, you look at it. Look at this chest. What? They're really assuming already. They haven't opened it yet.
That's right. I heard Master Loompa was heading towards Loompa. I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh no, the Donpa wouldn't miss an opportunity like that. No, he wouldn't. We just learned about it, but I know that that's true, yeah.
I'm certain that your master has been kidnapped.
Oh, shit. How can I rescue Master Hammett?
Well, no one can enter once the gates are closed. You'd have to be, like, invisible or something.
Calm down, Ivan. Master Hammett is probably still alive and unharmed. He's worth way more that way.
The Donbas knows that he's rich. He can extort a ransom from him.
We can't do much until the Donpa makes his move, but at least we know he's safe. For now.
I think. I don't know. I'm 1,000 years old. Your name's Isaac, right?
Yep. Protagonist, nice to meet you.
And you are?
It's Garrett, sir.
Cool. Thank you both. You have my deepest gratitude. Well, let's go. You know, we're not going to open this chest. We're just going to go ahead and operate under the assumption that it's your rod. Before you leave town, please come see me. I have something for you. Got a little something for the kids.
Well,
what a mess. We finally get the rod back, and now this.
Well, we still have not gotten the rod back.
I wish I could cheer you up. You look so depressed.
I am. I'm so depressed. But I couldn't ask you two to help me.
You sure?
You have a very important mission, right?
Well,
that's right. I saw it in your minds. Yeah, I promised I wouldn't do that, but I had no idea that the volcano's eruption held such a secret.
Yes, we have to find Felix and his gang, or else we'll be in trouble.
Then I suppose this is goodbye.
No, dude.
Isaac said he would help you, Ivan. No, you've already done so much for me. I couldn't impose on you any further. We're going the same way, you idiot. Just come with us. Now I'm going to open this rod. Yes, there's the rod. Cool. I have my rod now. I shall never forget this town's hospitality. I will now be on my way. Ivan has left the party. All right, so we actually got a strong weapon here. This is our first, see, it says Unleash Rapid Smash. That means in battle, there's a chance for it to unleash a stronger attack. And the different attacks have lots of various different abilities. This one, I think, has a chance to deal double damage. Like, the visual of it is a quick slash. If it does it once, it does the normal extra damage. And if it does it twice, it does double extra damage. So we're going to equip this on Isaac. And we're going to call it a day right here. So we'll see you guys next time on Bucket Drop. Peace out.